Next question. Something I've realized lately is that I don't trust my wife's style of leadership with our children. Sometimes my wife can be overly lenient, letting the children decide what they want to eat and becoming fussy, and other times she becomes very angry in front of the children. I prefer things to be consistent and calm, with clear structure. I realize this is because we come from radically different backgrounds, my wife having an overly authoritarian father and myself coming from a house of chaos. Where can I go from this point of recognizing that I don't agree with my wife's approach to parenting? Number one, it's okay to not agree. That's number one. So it's completely okay to have different ideas of what parenting would look like. And until you actually have this conversation with your wife, it's possible that you may not know that it's possible that she might be looking for a different way of parenting as well. So the first thing to do is, bring awareness to it, have a conversation about it, not in a way that I don't like your parenting, I want you to change it, but in a way of, hey, I want to get more involved in the parenting of our children. Can we sit down and just agree on some parameters on how we're going to do things so that we're going to be consistent? Usually that's all it takes, especially if you have a good relationship with your wife. Generally, that's all it takes. All of these situations are generally issues with communication and misunderstandings. So people can't know something they don't know. So if you only had chaotic childhood, then the only thing that is acceptable to you is that everything's ordered. But then there is actually, because you've got an overdose on chaos, you want the order, but there is actually power in having a little bit of chaos in your life because it can be very creative. So I would like to challenge you to look at what's good in chaotic situations. Things like creativity, accidentally figuring out a solution to something that you didn't know. You become really resourceful. Maybe you become extremely imaginative for different ways of doing things, better ways of doing things. Those are the kinds of things that come out of chaos. So let's embrace parts of what you felt overdosed with as a child. And so let's not say now everything has to be ordered. Because let's face it, with kids and with animals, it's always going to be messy. So ask yourself, what level of order am I comfortable with? And am I willing to work on my discomfort around disorder? This organization? And then ask your wife to sit down with you and just tell her, I want to get more involved in our parenting journey, and can we sit down and talk about what our own experiences as parents, our own experiences with our own parents, when we were growing up, what were the things that we learned from them that we really like to bring into this relationship with our kids? What were the things we learned that we don't want to bring into the situation with our kids? And just, start that conversation. That's going to be your first step. Actually, second step, because I did tell you to look at what benefits there are in a little bit of chaos. Okay, I'd love to hear how you go with that. Let me know. I'm going to be waiting here. I'm going to be sitting here all like tense waiting for you to answer, because I want to hear how this goes. This is really exciting.